Good evening and welcome to our post-game women's volleyball press conference. We will start the press conference with an opening statement from head coach Tyler Hildebrand. Then we'll open it up to coach as well as the players, Zaina Meyer, Elisa Gee, and Natalie Glenn.
Thank you, Lindy. I want to say good match from San Diego. They're a good team. They had a great match against Cal Poly last week, and so I'm really proud of our team to this is obviously, there's no ignoring the fact that, we have Hawaii tomorrow, and that's a big rivalry, and they're the team to beat, in our conference. And so for us to play our game on all sides of the ball, serving, passing, blocking, and block and D and offense, that's what we're proud of, that we came in and respected our opponent and played how we can play. So that was great, and we had some big highlights. We had 336, and we talked about in other matches that in every match there's one or two sets we hit over 300, and then we drop, and tonight we had 314, 333, and 371 in the matches. So it was good to see us be consistent on that. I know you guys know Natalie hit 593 tonight, and Elise hit 412. Ella hit 600, and Hannah came in and hit 667 on 3 swings. So, proud of how we prepared for this match. We had another week where we could train a little bit, and to be honest, we needed to be better after our first day and a half in the gym, and we were really good the second day and a half, and that led into today, and so that's what the journey's all about.
Yeah. Coach, Ava McInnes of UC San Diego led the Big West Conference in kills per set with pretty much 3.94. You held her to only 4 kills on the night. What can you say about your team's defense and how it pretty much held her and the entire Triton's offense in check?
Yeah, well, finally I stopped doing block and defense and let my assistant Bjorn do it, and, they hit 063, so we probably should have done that sooner. So Bjorn did a good job preparing them, and the girls executed well. I don't know if you guys remember, but we played San Diego down there the first time last year, and we won 16-14 or 17-15. We were down 14-11 in the fifth, and Tia came in and made some great plays. And Ava McInnes had 31 kills. She had a career high. So not everyone that played tonight played her last year, but the ones that did, we reminded them, like, hey, do you guys remember she had a career high last year against us? So we need to slow her down. And I think we had a good plan on her, and our plan was to be able to dig, because she does a good job she doesn't make bad swings right in the block. She moves the ball around, and we dug the balls we needed to dig to keep her at bay. But a lot of their overall hitting percentage was our serving, and it's been something we rely on, and it was great. I mean, you guys see that run by Zaina tonight, and that was pretty special. She was mixing it up, and they couldn't pass it. So when we do that stuff, we can. It gives us a chance to win sets.
Coach, you mentioned serving. All three of you have been great servers lately. So for all three of you, what has been kind of what you found from the service line this year? I know at least you were great at Oregon coming into this year, and you've been top 10 in the Big West in service aces per set throughout the year. But Zaina, it's a point rotation for you in that rotation, and then Natalie, the jump serve, has really come together.
Well, I think we've made a big emphasis on floating the ball this year, and I think that's helped me a lot, and just kind of ramping it up, because last year I would just go into it with my heart to serve, and then I'd kind of get timid. But having that focus during practice, we just do a lot of just float focus, and then also the mentality of just serving my serve has really been helpful for me.
Again, I think going off of that, just the amount of emphasis that we put on serving is crucial, and just knowing that that's such a huge part of our game and our team. And so just continuing kind of same thing of having that float and being able to place the ball with that as well.
Yeah, I've just become more comfortable with my serve. I feel like last year it was a lot of just tossing the ball up and just hitting it as hard as I can. But this year I've learned to get more control of it and take pace off of the ball when I need to, and really hit it hard when I can.
Coach, you voiced frustration of coming out early in sets down. In the first 3 sets of this game, the only 3 sets of this game, you went 5-1, 15-3, 12-6. You said you were looking to figure it out early in these sets, and did you figure it out, and what did you come to the conclusion with those early sets?
Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about it all week. It was a focus of ours, and we did that tonight. So we, our motto this year is learn from our wins and losses, and we needed to try to learn that. And you can't do it every time, but I do want to correct you on one thing. I didn't voice frustration. I said it's something we need to get better at. There's a small difference there, but it's something that it's a double-edged sword because, yes, we've gotten down big in quite a few. I don't know, it was like 8 or 9 sets. We've come back to even before 10 on 5 or 6 of those sets. So, in some ways, we're really focused on, the fact that we can come back is a huge part of our culture and our resiliency. But if we don't get down and we play that way, then we'd be winning some of those sets that we've lost. So it was great. It was great to be able to come out and we put focus on it. And the funny thing about that is it was a focus all week, and then we had a game to 15 yesterday, and we got down, I think 6-1 again. And then we got back, or it was 5-1, and we got right back to like 7-all. So it was great maturity by them because when it's a focus all week and then the day before your game, you do it again. You could be like, we're doing it again, whose fault? And they had a great debrief with themselves, and I wasn't listening to it, but to be able to go, hey, when you're doing something over time, you don't just fix it because you focus on it. You might have to run into it again and then learn from it, and then run into it again and learn from it, and keep the emotion down and keep the learning high. So I think that was a big moment that we got exposed again yesterday, and we're able to handle it well, so we were able to come out. And it'll be big for us tomorrow night, but it doesn't mean we're going to do it every set tomorrow night, And so if we don't, we're going to focus on what we're great at, which is coming back. But we want to try to have a focus on that tomorrow night.
You guys have now played a few games. This one's for you, Coach. You guys have now played a few games in the Big West. As a coach, how does your mind shift at all now that you're facing teams you have a history with and some more familiarity?
The familiarity can help. So, for example, like Ava, we have a lot of respect for San Diego in general, but, Ava went off against us. So that stuff kind of helps, to remember. So we know Hawaii really well. They didn't lose anybody and upgraded, I think, in a couple of positions. So we know them well. So it's it makes it easier for us to prepare. It doesn't make it easier for us to stop them, but it makes it easier for us to prepare. But our mindset doesn't change. Our mindset this year is that, we have a tough schedule, and every match is a chance for us to learn because we have a Big West tournament at the end of this year. And so we're going to build on every match because we hopefully are in the top 6 and are going to be able to have an opportunity to put it all together at the end to go to the NCAA tournament. So our mindset doesn't shift. We bring it, and we get dialed. Stay dialed, and we're going to learn from whatever we can.
And Ella has really come somewhat of a long way, as she had no hitting errors and she also had 4 blocks. What can you say about Ella's gameplay in the middle and how she's developed only as a freshman?
Yeah, Ella was the only girl that was committed when I got here that we ended up recruiting, and we got to watch her a lot in the spring that year, and we were really excited because we knew she was going to be really good. And so we knew she was going to have an impact and play for us this year. We didn't know Katie was going to be a little bit. We're dealing with some stuff with Katie. But we knew regardless she was going to come in and have an impact. So the fact that she's had to play as much as she has early and the way she's played is no surprise to me. I don't think it's a surprise to you guys. She does it every day. We knew that from the summer when she came and all the girls were like, yeah, Ella's going to be really good. So we're proud of her. I'm really proud of her because she didn't have her best weekend last weekend. And this week she was lighting it up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then tonight. So she comes from a background of winning and a background of doing her job, and so we're proud of her, but we're not surprised.
could be for all three players, but just kind of putting the focus on one play, Zaina and Elise, there was play in transition where Zaina goes all the way across. It's kind of right towards the left side of the net, and then a bump set, still in transition, still in system. And it seemed like it was something that was, always committed to, and you were still on your last step of your transition, and you were able to get to it and get the kill anyway. But it's just something that maybe has taken some getting used to. And for Natalie as well, how has that transition been to be able to still trust Zaina to get you the ball in system, even though the ball is all the way over on the other side of the net?
I think that that's something really unique that we do, of having, such a quick tempo offense and keeping that tempo even when like Zaina's being pushed all the way kind of towards me. I think communication is really important. I think, we've established that early on in the season, even in the spring and the summer as well, of just, me communicating like fast, and her knowing that like I'm going to be up there, so she's just going to get me that ball and finding me there, which is a really cool thing that she is able to do.
That's a hard bump set. That was a nice set.
Coach, obviously with Hawaii tomorrow, coming off of a loss against Santa Barbara, killing your 4-game win streak, obviously you want to pick up some momentum heading into the big game tomorrow. How important is that momentum to build tonight and then roll over into tomorrow?
That's a great question. I felt like it was really important. We don't handle the match differently, but it is really nice to play well and to put our whole game together so that we're going to learn from some things. Natalie's going to watch our offense and present to me. We're going to prepare for Hawaii. Natalie does a great job of that. So we'll see if there's any little small tweaks we can do. But for us as a team and a mindset, not to have to go like, oh man, like I didn't feel so good, like it felt good tonight, and so that's nice going into Hawaii because we're really excited to play them, and it's really cool that we always get a good crowd. But we're gonna have a bigger crowd against them in a while, I think tomorrow night, and it's gonna be awesome to get to play in front of our crowd that has been showing up, and to get to. We're better than we were last year, and Hawaii got us both times last year, so it's going to be a great test. And so we're really excited about it, and the confidence that we're going into it. We don't have to create a mindset for that. So hey, it's okay. Now let's go to Hawaii. It's like, hey, that's how we know we can play, and let's bring it. And we're going to get stressed harder tomorrow night, but I think it's really important.
This one's for any of the players. You guys were able to be in control and for a good portion of the match tonight. How does playing with a lead help you guys when you're not trying to play like catch up throughout the match?
I'll start. I think it's really nice, like coming out strong and like aggressive at the beginning of sets, because it kind of gives us a little leeway. And when we make like those little dumb errors that like sometimes just happen, it's less stress because you look at the scoreboard and we're up by quite a bit. So I think I just noticed that a bit more tonight. Like the less of that big tension when like a little mistake happens and like getting frustrated. It's more like, oh, it's okay. Like next ball, we got time.
I think it just allows us to kind of play volleyball and not have to like think as much. I think there's a lot less thought that goes on, and we're able to just be really freed up and do what we can do. And I think Zaina said everything else really well.
Yeah, being able to play freed up is a big thing, and just having fun while on the court and not feeling that tension that we need to get this point, where it's just like, yeah, we got it, let's go.
Love it, Natalie.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.